So for this game journal, I picked playing Temple Run just because this game has been out for a really long time. I like to pick simple games that I have played in the past, and maybe they've remade versions of it. So this version in particular is almost like a Halloween themed spin-off of the game, and I really enjoy that, and I really enjoy when game makers kind of make games to fit the theme of the year, fit the theme of the season. I know different games like Candy Crush and things like that, they kind of switch things up, and I don't know, it just keeps people intrigued. I feel like the graphics in this game are insane, and I'll get more into like the music behind it and the sound effects and things like that. But they definitely have added on a lot of graphics and features that were not there previously. So, yeah, I guess that's why I picked this game. Also, I'm just really into October and Halloween time, So I would consider this game more of an endless runner type of game. So where you have the screen fixated on one point, but the road or trail that he is on is moving, as well as the runner is technically moving, if you'd say that. But one of the main elements of this game that I love is the 3D aspects of the game and the graphics that go along with it. Because when you play the normal Temple Run, the first one that came out in 2011, yes, there are amazing 3D graphics, but especially with this October themed one, you get a lot more extra, and so that personally just really changes the game for me. I actually don't play a lot of 2D games. I really do enjoy 3D games just because of how far we've come in the gaming industry, of how we can make things look realistic, even if this scenario of him running on a suspended trail chased by an evil monkey, like, that's not realistic, but the 3D imaging makes it seem like it could be real in a different way. So I chose to insert a clip of me playing the original Temple Run, and just kind of to illustrate the contrast between the first Temple Run and the one that I am playing, which is the Halloween themed one. I think that game players may have chosen to do the October themed Temple Run just because they're pushing more limits. Obviously, I talked about graphics and how the graphics are way different. There's different sounds. There's more of a spooky type sound going along with it, and soundtrack. A lot more sound effects. And so I think they chose to do this new game in this manner just because they're catering to what the consumer wants. And I think that's a good thing about making games and making successful games, is you can continue to fine-tune it in ways where consumers will continue to want to play it even after years of the original one coming out. So I'm not even just saying this because this is an assignment, but I genuinely enjoy this game. Obviously, like I said, I've enjoyed it since the first one came out. I love that when you get further in the levels, you go faster and it gets more competitive. And I also just really love Halloween and the effects added to this game. I think the soundtrack playing in the background is amazing and makes it a little bit more suspenseful and spooky. As well as, you're collecting candy corn in this one instead of coins, which I really enjoy. Also, just there's little added effects in this game. I actually don't know what these little faces on these ghosts are, but I wonder if they're people who have made the game. I don't know if you can see as I'm talking about it now, but certain little ghosts will pop up and they have faces on them, like human faces. It's like they've cropped somebody's picture into these little moving ghosts. So I really like that. I love the different element of the game, as well as this part here. You start sliding into slime or goop or whatever that is, and that was not in the original Temple Run game. So I think they've just added so much, so many cool aspects to the game that wasn't there before. So this is the first time I've downloaded Temple Run 2, so I thought this was actually just a Halloween version, but they just changed themes based on what time of year it is. So this is how Temple Run 2 is set up. And so when talking about the new features, this is just Temple Run 2's new features. But I think the Halloween aspect adds a lot to it. Also, in contrast to Temple Run, the first one, here you can ride on little, train, railroad track sort of things and actually ride in a cart and collect the coins, which is different than the normal Temple Run, which I think is very fun. So chapter 6 talks about the culture of video games, and part of that chapter kind of goes into the audience of games and, kind of the type of different people playing the games. And the book talks a lot about like hardcore players, people that tackle difficult games or, spend days and days and days trying to figure out games or figure out how they work, trying to master the art of that game. So I just want to say, like, I will never be a hardcore player. I do it more for just enjoyment. I do it more just to, break down from the day, just come home and, play something very mindless, something that's fun and challenging, but also that doesn't take a lot of analyzing and a lot of work. So I like how the book tackles different audiences of games, and that not every game player is alike, and women can play and men can play, and the types of games will range for different people. And so I think that's also a fun thing about games, is that there's always one out there for somebody. And so games like this just intrigue me the most. So yeah.